Alright, so about a week ago, a guy called Jimmy the Giant made a video on why rollerblading died.
And that is that it was a fad.
Jimmy's forte is free running and parkour. I've actually watched a few of his videos before, found them through other parkour channels when I've been watching them to try and find skate spots. They're all really well produced. He dips into other sports as well, gives a little bit of a background, a little bit of insight. But being that he's not a rollerblader, there's a few inaccuracies. Nothing major that takes away greatly from like the history and the story, but just things like when he's talking about the 90s and he shows eclipse of 2000s.
Can't get over the skill level of these guys in the 90s.
Or when he gets people's names wrong.
Eugene Enin.
I mean, that one is an easy one to do and I've been guilty of it plenty of times. This has actually had over 350,000 views, which is fair good going. He's got almost 150,000 subscribers, so that's a good foundation. But 350,000 for a rollerblading video is really good, man. But that just kind of speaks and nods to what the participation was like at its peak. So 29.1 million, which he referenced himself. So there's a big audience out there and they've all come crawling out of the woodwork to watch this video. Just a caveat though, that 29.1 million is not 29.1 million aggressive rollerbladers. That's people participating in rollerblading overall. It wasn't 29 million of us going for a street skate, waxing up everything in sight. Now the comment section is full of people like, sick, I used to love rollerblading, oh man, 20 years ago I used to be well into it. Like, nice one for dipping out for that long, like, where have you been, man? What have you been doing? Oh, I understand, like, there's other things going on, but I mean, if you loved it that much, you might have found a little bit of time for it. Won't hold that against you though. You're back now, so like, let's crack on and focus on that. Was it all positivity? Of course not. I reckon since day one, day dot of rollerblading, there's been someone there to shout something about it, to chime in with their opinion. And this is no different. All these old, bitter people dug out the scrapbook and just started reeling through the pages. Right, here we go. Insult number one. Worked in the 80s, early 90s. Gonna use it again. Probably still stick. Here you go. Take a load of this. Oh, God. And I'm gonna get into them. First comment, little bit of advice. Bin it and get a skateboard. Funnily enough, I think that was all of skateboard marketing since the 90s. It was something like that. Maybe a few harsher words were used as well with that bit of advice. Also, bin it. Just the one rollerblade or both of them? You tell me, mate. I'm just here for your sound advice. Bin it. My dad calls them fruit boots. Yeah? You know your dad isn't calling you or your mum, mate. He's gone. Thanos. Dusted. Bye-bye. Seriously though, your dad sounds horrible. Sounds like a horrible homophobic man. Have a word. The boom in skating was driven by aggressive skating, which was easier than skateboarding, but also easier to get hurt. What? On this level, that does not make sense. This person needs to explain what they mean there. Just telling somebody, oh yeah. That's easier, but you're more likely to get hurt. Then it's not easier. You can't just ignore the mental side of it, the effect that has on you psychologically. Like when you're going to skate something, going to skate a tiny handrail, somebody goes, ooh, it is easier, but 70% chance of getting hurt on the rollerblades. Think about. That's now playing in the back of my mind. Now I'm not going to be able to skate this the way like I could confidently skate it if you didn't tell me that. If you just stuck with this is easy, I might have just gone for it, might have gone mad for it. There's definitely books about like sports psychology and how to overcome these things and how people like actually go through physical blocks where they can't do things. It's like when javelin throwers can't actually let go of the javelin. That's a real thing, like. You surely got to count that. So when you're giving out the options and you're like, right, option 1, rollerblading, easy, 70% chance of injury. Option 2, skateboarding, harder to do, yeah? But, you know, chance of injury, 10%, mate. Right, think about. That sounds pretty easy to me. I'm not going to get hurt in like an action sport where risk is a whole part of it. Oh man, come on. This one's a bit lengthy, so I'm gonna have to do a bit of reading. Inlining is easy to pick up. Once you've learned to roll along on them, that's kind of it, brackets, at the basic level. You've unlocked the main skill to build everything off of. Yeah, can't really argue with that. Yeah, you do have to learn to roll first. Although, saying that, if you watch some of the older skate videos, sometimes it doesn't even look like the people can skate. It looks like they just know how to do the grind. They don't even know really how to land off it. They just get out of it somehow. Whereas with skating, you have to learn to ollie. BMX, you have to learn to bunny hop. So sorry, these all have wheels, yeah? But we're counting rolling as the first bit of rollerblading, but not skateboarding. Oi mate, what are you doing? Practicing rolling on that thing? Ollie first, mate. I looked at the manual and the manual said roll first. Nah, you can give me that book, rip that chapter out, you don't even need it. Just go straight for the ollie. Oi, BMX bandit over there, what are you doing? Get them stabilisers off. Just get straight into the bunny hops, man. Come on. Little Timmy the Hawk goes home to his mum and she's like, all right, what have you learned in your first day of skateboarding? Roll along, show me something. Oh, yeah. We didn't cover rolling along. Apparently, the first thing I should learn is an ollie. Really? What are the wheels for? At this moment, I don't really know. I just need the board for the ollie. So, should we just bin these? Yeah. Go to the skate shop and just buy a deck. I don't need the wheels. Why is that? I'm only learning. I'm only learning, man. I just need the ollie, please. The ollie kit. Come on. That's not a fair comparison, really, is it? He goes on, though, and kind of half trips himself up. As an example, I learned to roll on skates in a few days. A few days? Okay. Whereas learning to ollie took me at least a month, and that not including how long it takes to learn to roll around on a skateboard. What? So you are aware that rolling around is part of it, but you've just skipped that step when making a comparison? Come on, man. You can't make a comment like that with an unfair experiment, an unfair comparison, and expect people to take you seriously. Nah, man, that's a rewrite. All right, Timmy the Hawk, back for lesson 2, are we? Yeah, I am actually. I had a really good time learning to ollie. What's next? Oh, well, today we're going to learn how to celebrate landing a trick. What? Yeah, we don't need any of that stuff. You've got the ollie. Now you just learn how to celebrate tricks, mate. Just imagine you've landed a kickflip. What are you going to do, you know? Let's practice that. Is this the way these lessons are going to continue? I'm out. Oh, I'm already laughing about this one. People who aren't athletic enough to get on skateboards or BMX will flock to it every time it gets hype. Yeah, mate, it's all the people that didn't get picked for the sports team. All the really unathletic people, I just don't have the skill and the athleticism for skateboarding and BMX. I guess I'll try rollerblading. That requires none of that. Oh man, don't know if this will be your scene, mate, but how would you describe his physique? Yoked, shredded, athletic? Nah, never that. I would never pick him for anything. Don't pick him for the team, mate. He's a rollerblader, just hasn't got an athletic cell in his body. In fact, can we leave him out of sports day completely somehow? And there is plenty others. That really is a silly comment. He does kind of try to round it off with some backhanded positivity. But if anyone really thinks it's cooler than other stuff out there, good for them. Cheers, mate. Me and my unathletic sausage gut think rollerblading's cooler than whatever you are into. Thanks. It takes half the skill of riding a skateboard. Sorry, what? What are your sources for this information? Has there ever been a test? Coming from somebody who, you probably skateboard, you don't rollerblade. How much do you know about rollerblading, the ins and outs? I've seen it once or twice, mate. That's about half the skill. Yeah? That's about half the skill, mate. Half the skill right there. Such a bold statement. Unsubstantiated claim. Good one. He continues though. That's why it never had a chance. Yeah, at its peak, 29.1 million. And you're in the bookies going, right, I want everything on It's not got a chance. It's dying. It's gonna die. Not a chance. You're drunk, mate. We can't really accept bets from like people who are like outright steaming. Like, are you sure you want to do it? 29 million people at the moment taking part in this, yeah? Okay, mate. You're the boss. Let's check that in. Literally, is he going to fall into that trap of using literally completely wrong? I suspect he might. Literally everybody can strap on skates and go. That's definitely not true. So literally is wrong. You're telling me that somebody who's never skated before wakes up one day and goes, right, I can't be bothered to walk to Aldi, I'm going to skate there. Strap on and go. I don't think it'll work out. He finishes off with, that's just not how skateboarding works. Yeah, mate, there's no straps on a skateboard, funnily enough. Oh, God. Kicking a rugby ball. Nah, it's just not how football works, mate. Really? Get it together. Skaters didn't really hate on him that much. Are you sure about that? That just sounds like maybe your lived experience rather than, you know, the actual campaigns targeting the whole industry or campaigns targeting individuals. Like, I'm not so sure about that. But like your personal experience and then my personal experience, you know, they don't always equate to like what's actually really happening. But just a little bit from my own personal experience, I can remember being 14 and a grown adult skateboarder who must have been 25 or 30 screaming in my face, accusing me of waxing this ledge because he fell over on it. I hadn't waxed it, but I was the only person there, so it did look kind of a bit suspicious. The torrent of abuse I was just receiving straight to my face and then into my lungs a little bit, on my nose, like it was awful, man. Just spraying hate at my face. I don't think that was necessary. It was a bit mean, actually. He adds a bit more, but they did get in the fucking way too much at skate parks. Well, yeah, if there's 29.1 million of them and far more than there are skateboarders, you might find that they get in the way. Oh, a lot of frigging people at this skate park. Like, yeah, there's 29.1 million of us rollerbladers, right? So get used to it. It's crap. Yeah, okay, fine. I like a good short one. Don't give too much away. Just go hit him with something short, and then there's not too much comeback really. It's like, it's crap. No. So I can't really take you to the cleaners or anything else there. It's just like, that's just your opinion, isn't it? Whatever. It's not very constructive, but it's yours. Oh, this is a bit of a long one. My personal opinion, brackets as a former skater. Oh, quite a formal way to introduce yourself there. Hi, Tom Moyes, former rollerblader. Lovely to meet you. My personal opinion as a former skater is that the ceiling for rollerblading is much lower, give amount of tricks available. Oi! Look out for that ceiling, mate, when you're on the way to a roller skating room. It's quite low. Oi! Now not a lot of room in here with that low ceiling. Low ceiling of, what did he say? Give amount of tricks available. How many are available? I don't reckon we've got them all yet. I think there's still more to be found, so don't be levelling off that ceiling yet, mate. I think we might be smashing through it otherwise. With the blades strapped to your feet, there are no flips. What? Are you sure about that? I think you might be wrong there. Or board spins. Yeah, there isn't any board spins, funnily enough, because there's no boards involved, mate. Bet you, though, somebody could get a board spin out of it. Mate, you are severely underestimating how creative people are these days. But yeah, at the moment, don't think... No, that's actually a lie, actually, because I've seen somebody with a pair of rollerblades on a skateboard do a board spin. So you're wrong. Again. So I assume you end up burning through your grinds and body spins? I've never really referred to it as that before, but I'm glad he's making that separation between board spins and body spins. 360 body spin. DJ body spin, let's go! Heavy rotations, big body spins, 900 body spins. Can you hear me in the back? Let's go! Pretty quickly. Just my 5-minute theory. It's a maths problem, I say. Oh, maths, mate. It's the maths. The math's all to cock. Has anybody looked at these numbers? It's all over the place. What are we going to do with this? Don't know, better lower that ceiling because there's no tricks left. Oh, love your body spin, mate. Snowboarding would have suffered the same fate if they only had flat snow. But the massive mountain slopes saved them. Yeah, thank bloody God. Well, there are various disciplines within snowboarding and it's thriving. Is there not various disciplines within rollerblading? You're just ill-informed. You've got yourself worked up. Right, I'm pretty confident I've got a point here. Am I going to check all the information? Going to do any resets? Nah. I'm going to base it on my small amount of interaction with rollerblading. I'm not a rollerblader myself, but I know it pretty friggin' well. You've come unstuck here, mate. Quite clearly, you don't know it that well. But, hey, I'm not going to stop you from jumping onto YouTube and spewing all over it. And he finishes off with a quite confusing comment. Skateboarding still has the streets though. Again, so does rollerblading. So does Diablo if that's what you're really into. Unicycling, yo-yoing. You can always take them to the street, mate, not yours. That was a bit of a mess, but jumping back to a comment I made before, no one's ever bothered to go out there, because why would they, and work out the potential amount of tricks for each sport, and then compared them, and then to see how much the difference is. I reckon it'll be negligible. Or we're so far removed, every single sport, so far removed from reaching the limit of the tricks, we're just never going to get to that point. You could be a situation where skateboarding maybe does have the most, yeah, let's just say, but rollerblading will have will be ahead of it. You're just talking about numbers and information we don't have. This guy's kept it simple, but it's whack. Whack, mate. He's got another comment as well though. Try a pair of real roller skates. Quads are king, blades are whack.
Quads are king, blades are whack. Quads are king, blades are whack.
He screams this as he turns around to see who's behind him. No one. Absolutely no one. As far as I'm aware, quad skaters get on with inline skaters. There seem to be a lot of people who actually do both. Do a bit of quad, do a bit of inline. Take them both down to the skate park with them. But if he ever does turn up screaming that chant, quads are king, blades are whack, I'll join in for a bit. I'll join in for the crack, because that does sound quite funny. Quads are king, blades are whack. Can you topside? It died because whack, another use of whack, popular. It died because whack teens found something even easier to pretend they are skateboarders. Yeah, that's what I've been doing the whole time. Pretending to skateboard. What I do sometimes as well, I actually stand in that sideways position when I'm on my rollerblades and then try and shuffle forward. But the problem is I go the other way. It's a bloody nightmare. Brain Fear Gone. The greatest pretend skateboard movie ever. He's saying that everybody's jumped to scooters now. And at least they can take their feet off them and spin them and pretend that takes skill. You can slip your feet out of the skates and you can spin them if you really want. You can spin yourself. Body spins, as we've covered before, they're very popular, the body spins. Pretending it takes skill. Zero skill at all in rollerblading. Not a drop of skill. Really, come on. You just sound a bit silly when you say things take no skill. Just jumping back to the title of this YouTube video, died. It didn't die, did it? And then for this person to go, it died because, well, you're definitely wrong because it didn't die. It's not dead. Silly billies. Shout out to whack teens and all the pretenders out there. Oh, look at me, I'm on a skateboard. They're rollerblades. No, they're not. It's a skateboard. As a skater, I just want to say the beef with blades and skaters still kind of is around because they overwax ledges and the other stuff. What's the other stuff? Do you mean we wax other stuff apart from ledges? Occasional coping. Somebody, if they stand still for too long, wax them. I actually carry around a chapstick of wax and wax the back of people's heads on the tube when they get too close and like that. Yeah, we wax ledges because you need to wax ledges, and guess what?
Where's my best friend? My wax. Everything's waxed up now.
Skateboarders do too. I think what's happening here, mate, is you've not established enough skill to be able to skate a ledge that's waxed. It's on you. The onus is on you, mate, to go and get a little bit better. It's not over waxed, it's just waxed. It just straight up doesn't look as cool as skateboarding. Maybe it's just me, but I don't even like the way I look when I'm rollerblading. It's just like not a cool sort of stance and movement style. A standing sideways like you do on a skateboard. Kind of touched on this sideways stance thing a little bit, but he talks about when he's rollerblading. I don't even like the way I look when I'm rollerblading. Oh mate, sounds like your confidence taking a knock. You look bloody sensational, mate. You look great. Not a cool sort of stance. It's quite similar to the stance you have like, you know, in real life. Like, when did you ever, when you're not on a skateboard, stand sideways like that to anybody? Well, you're a crab, scuttling around all day sideways. It's not a cool sort of stance, mate. It's the greatest stance. Not a cool stance. You hate humanity. Oh, why am I born this way? Why wasn't I born sideways? I wish I was sideways, just like I am on my skateboard. Do you know what, mate? Try that in real life. Try, whenever you're not on that skateboard, stay in that same stance, same sideways. See how that works out for you. Crusty crab. Beady eyes on stalks. Blades are the same as the scooter things kids use on skate parks now. On skate parks? In skate parks? On. Annoying and good riddance, I say. They were a fad. We all knew it back in the day. Yeah, you all knew it. 29.1 million people participated. But you all knew, everyone knew it was a fad. God, I don't know why we're doing this. It's going to be over soon. Oh, but it's so fun. There's so many of us. You know bollocks, mate. It's not a surprise. No one blades anymore. Did you actually watch the end of the video where he talks about people still blading? Rollerblading and bodyboarding. Both lame. Oh, this one gets me a little bit because I've done both. I do rollerblade. I used to bodyboard quite a lot when I was a kid. I friggin' loved it. It's mega good fun, like surfed it as well. If anybody's not tried it, get into it, mate. Absolutely brilliant fun. But both lame, apparently. You can keep your opinion, mate. I've had some of the best times of my life rollerblading and bodyboarding. There was actually days where I went bodyboarding in the morning and rollerblading in the afternoon. The lamest day ever. But man, what a bloody good time. Lame! Feminine gay dudes ruined it. What? I don't even understand what this means. But if there are any feminine gay dudes out there, mate, get involved. I wish there was more feminine gay dudes in rollerblading. More kind of, any kind of gay dudes. Feminine, butch, masculine gay dudes, whatever. Like, whatever kind of part of gay you're into, whatever your gay preference is, get involved in the rollerblading. It's a bloody hoot. And bodyboarding if you like as well. It's cause it's too easy. Whee! I don't think that guy realised what he said there, did he? The reason I did not like rollerblading as a kid is how weird is feel on the ankle. Like any slightly wrong movement, your ankle is going to twist and explode. It's not a grenade. Explode. Somebody's got to let me know. If there's a real danger of my ankle actually exploding, like, I need to know as soon as possible. Explode. And rip apparat. Ice skate never gave me this feel. That's interesting. Really? I remember going ice skating once, like Christmas time, like that kind of situation. And the ice skate they gave me was like an old lady's boot. It was just so unsupportive. It was horrible. It was flapping all over the place. And my ankles did actually nearly explode. It twisted for sure. Okay, mate, well, maybe dip back into it now. Like, there are quite supportive skates out there, and I reckon the chances of your ankle exploding or twist, explode, and then rip apart, got to be pretty low. Friends don't let friends rollerblade or scooter. Get a skateboard. What kind of friends do you have that stop you doing things that you like? Hey, you seem to be enjoying that. Stop that. Do this thing that I do. What kind of friend is that? Not the kind of friends I need. Thank you. So glad the fruit booters are gone. No, we're not. We're still here, and you know what? Things are looking up, mate. This guy said, simple answer, because it's kooky and looks super feminine. Well, guess what, mate? People are into super feminine looking stuff. So that doesn't make any sense. You can't say, oh, it looks like this. That's why people don't do it. Yeah, people are definitely going to be into whatever you say, mate. People are into everything. Super feminine. whatever, mate. Just because my grinds look sexy as, and yours, well, they lack something. You know, don't look at your skills and whatever you do and go, yeah, man, that's nice. I don't. Inline and Frisbee golf are probably the two stupidest ways a person can occupy their spare time. No, mate, have you ever smoked crack? That's a pretty stupid way to spend your time. Or was that included? You only said probably there's two stupidest. Is that number 1 and 2? I reckon crack's above there. How about going on rollerblading videos when you clearly don't like rollerblading and leaving a comment? That's a pretty stupid way to spend your free time, your spare time, sorry, as you've called it. Inline and Frisbee golf. Doesn't Casey Bogozzi do both of those things? Isn't he actually quite handy at Frisbee golf as well? I'm sure I've seen that he won something recently. Hey, looks fun. So I just don't agree, mate. And the final one that I can handle, it was the one sport that most people could do, which is why it was so popular. There's no skill when you're strapped in. When you drive your car, you unbuckle your seatbelt because otherwise there's no skill involved. You're not doing anything. Come on. The other obvious one is snowboarding. Is there no skill in that? Like, you know when people are strapped in on fixed gear bikes, like with the foot pedals? That is mad. That's definitely some skill involved in that. How does this person think their comments will be perceived? Like, do they think, yeah, nailed it, got on there, that is bang to rights, no skill involved? Just sound like a big silly Billy. There's just nothing to it, is there? And if that was truly the reason, that like it was popular because, you know, most people could do it, would that not be true today as well? Why does that not hold up now? If most people still can do it, and that's the sole reason why they did do it at its peak, why are they still not doing it now? And that's about all the comments I can handle reading. Like, it's just all the same stuff throughout it. Like the usual, there's always been like hammered at rollerbladers. Just the scrapbook of those old jokes. Has this one died? No, I'll try this one again. Chapter 3, maybe mention that he's gay. Oh, really? Come on. Yeah, I'll try that one. I mean, there's just no substance to any of them. And you know, we all love it, so it's not going to put us off. I really hope nobody's does take any of those comments to heart. If you read any stuff, somebody's giving you jip about rollerblading, whatever, mate. If you're enjoying it, crack on. Check out the vid from Jimmy. Check out a little bit of his rapping as well if you want. He's actually done a good one on MMA, medieval MMA. It's pretty interesting. If you like this vid, if you like me laughing to other people's comments, let me know in the comments. You can support me by the Patreon link. There's a PayPal donation thing as well. Like, share, all that kind of stuff. Should I do more videos like this? Let me know. Spotty dog.